Hello students, welcome to lesson 3 of our unit 11 uh, distance learning. This is IXL S3, area of parallelograms and triangles. So we're kind of flying through this content because we've seen it before, but let's just remind ourselves the area of a parallelogram is equal to base times height. And I can, I'll write out base times height. And the area of a triangle, remember, is 1/2 base times height. So we have a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So we tend to simplify it as, we'll just say base times height. And for this one, we will say 1/2 b times h. Okay. Now, here's what's unique about a parallelogram, is that its height isn't one of its edges. It's not this edge, and it's not this edge. It actually is determined by this thing that comes down this, not even down the center, just down from an altitude. It's called an altitude. It comes down from one of the vertices, perpendicular to the side that it intersects. Okay, so that altitude can be on the inside, or if we really wanted it to be, it could be on the, okay, here we go, on the outside. So an altitude can also happen on the outside, and that's okay. It's going to happen in a triangle and in a triangle and in a parallelogram. So either way, the area of this parallelogram is base times height. So the area of the parallelogram is base, which is 4 inches because that's a side. The side is always considered to be the base. The height is always considered to be the altitude. And so in this case, the altitude is 7. So area is 4 times 7, which is 28 inches squared. So the answer to this one is 28 inches squared. All right, the next one, we have an area of the parallelogram, which is base times height. So area is 13 meters times 13 meters. They're both 13, which is awesome. So 13 times 13 is 169. Meters times meters is meters squared. So my answer for this one is 169 meters squared, or squared meters. All right. So next one, here we have a right triangle. So we have a height that is determined by this altitude. It's also a side. And then we also have a base, which is a side. So the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So the area of this triangle is 1/2 4 kilometers times 4 kilometers. So area is 1/2 of 4 times 4 is 16. Kilometers times kilometers is kilometers squared. So half of 16 is 8. So my final answer for this one is 8 square kilometers. So think about it's half of what a square would be, or what a rectangle would be. think about, we have one of the triangles, we don't have the other. So 4 times 4 is 16, that's a square. Half of a square, 4 times 4 is 16, half of that is 8. Okay, let's go to our next one. Whoa, they have an altitude. That's okay, that's going to be a height. We have a base. We don't need this value at all. We can ignore that because our base times our height is the only thing that we need to work with. So area is 1/2 base times height. Okay, how did I do it before? Yeah. So area is 1/2 17 feet times 18 feet. So 17 times 18 is 306. So feet times feet is feet squared. 17 times 18 is 306. So half of 306 is 153. So 153 square feet. Again, you can get that just by doing 18 times 17 and dividing that by 2. Okay. Now here's a problem where we're missing a value. And now if it's a parallelogram or a triangle, we just have to work backwards. So area is 1/2 base times height. They give me the area. They have given it to me right here. They give me 120, and I'm going to leave inches squared out of it for now. Okay, what I am going to do is I'm going to leave my base is A and my height is 20. So let me do the algebra on the right hand side. 1/2 of 20 is 10. So it looks like it's going to be 10A. I'm going to divide both sides by 10. And I get 12 equals A. Now let's check our work. If A is correct, then 12 times 20, let me see, area is 1/2 base times height. So area is 1/2 of my base, which is 12 inches, my height, which is 20 inches. So area is half of 12 times 20 is 240 inches squared. And half of that is 120 inches squared. So that is the check that this is actually correct. So just working backwards, you have to put in the information you know, and then you have to divide to find the information that you don't know. Okay. Looks like I got a couple more problems. This one, a triangle has an area of 140 square feet and a height of 14. What is the length of its base? So area is 1/2 base times height. Area is 140 square feet. Base is unknown. And height is 14 feet. So I'm going to do 140. Half of 14 is 7. So I'm doing a little bit of algebra on that side. So divide by 7. So 20 equals B. So the base here is going to have to be 20 feet. Again, we're working in reverse order. We're trying to find out what the missing value is given the area. Okay. Another one. A parallelogram has a base of 4 and a height of 7.1. What is the area? Well, a parallelogram, the area is base times height. So this is not a working backwards problem. We are given our base, we're given our height, so all I need to do is do multiplication here. So 4 times 7.1 is 28.4. So 28.4 inches squared, because inches times inches is inches squared. So the answer is 28.4. All right. We're on to our last problems. I think I put 2 of them. Yep. So which one has the greatest area? So we are going to do 2 problems. We'll do area equals 1/2 base times height. So area is 1/2 of 14 feet times 12 feet. So area equals half of 14. I mean, I can do this I can multiply this any way I want to. I could do 14 times 12, which is 168. So half of 168 feet squared is 84 feet squared. So I multiply my 2 feet to get feet squared in that one. All right, in my next one, I'm going to do area equals 1/2 base times height. So area equals 1/2 of 12 feet by 16 feet. So area equals 1/2 of 12 times 16 is 192 feet squared. So half of 192 is 96 feet squared. So it appears that the triangle on the right-hand side that the triangle here on the right-hand side has the greatest area. Again, look at this. These are your altitudes, so these are your heights. The bases are what's the sides. You don't get that choice when it's that, when the sides are given to you like that. But it's not going to matter because you're multiplying anyway. So it's all going to be the same. Okay. And the last problem, ooh, be careful. One of them is a triangle, so it's going to be 1/2 base times height. While the other one is a parallelogram, so it's going to be base times height. So the area for my triangle is 1/2 base, which is 20 millimeters, height, which is 12 millimeters. So area equals 1/2 of 240, because 20 times 12 is 240, millimeters squared. So area equals 120 millimeters squared. All right, now in this one it's base times height. So area equals base, which is 13 millimeters, times height, which is 11 millimeters. So in my calculator, I'm going to do 13 times 11. So area equals 143 millimeters squared. And we are almost done. Which one has more, 143 or 120? Well, I think that's self-explanatory. It's the 143 that has more. And there we are. Okay, we're at the end of this. So this is, again, S3 in Unit 11. Pretty quick. Just remember your two formulas, and you can compute them all. You might have to work forwards or backwards with or without a diagram, and then you'll have to compare them. Okay, good luck.